The 2025 Olivier Awards turned into a nightmare for Prince Harry when his surprise speech bombed so hard that the angry crowd booed him right off the stage at London's Royal Albert Hall on April 6. What started as an attempt to honor British theatre ended in total chaos, with shouts of "Get off!" and loud jeers forcing the Duke of Sussex to cut his talk short and storm away red-faced. This mess not only embarrassed Harry but also shone a harsh light on his wife, Meghan Markle, whose pushy influence behind the scenes is said to have set him up for this public flop, making her look like the real villain in their ongoing royal. The awards show was meant to celebrate the best of London's theatre scene. With stars like John Lithgow winning for Best Actor in a Musical and Imelda Staunton taking home Best Actress for her role in Hello, Dolly. Hosted by Beverly Knight and Billy Porter, the night had all the glamour, red carpets, live performances, and big cheers for winners. But when Prince Harry showed up unannounced to give a speech about supporting the arts, things went south fast. He started talking about his love for theatre and how it brings people together, but the words came out flat and out of touch. The crowd, full of theatre pros and fans who remember his royal days fondly but now see him as disconnected, started murmuring. Then the boos kicked in, growing louder until Harry had no choice but to wrap up early and leave the stage. This wasn't some made-up story. Video clips from the event captured the whole thing, showing Harry's shocked face as the noise drowned him out. What made this so bad was how Harry's speech missed the mark completely. He rambled about personal growth and resilience, tying it back to his own life story, but it felt like he was using the stage to push his agenda rather than celebrate the winners. Attendees later said the talk dragged on too long, with awkward pauses and forced jokes that no one laughed at. One theater insider at the event noted that Harry seemed unprepared, like he hadn't rehearsed enough. This tied right back to Meghan's role. Sources close to the couple say she helped write the speech, insisting on adding bits about empowerment and change, which are her go-to themes from her own projects. But in a room full of British theatre lovers, it came off as preachy and Americanized, alienating the very people he was trying to win over. The boos proved that Harry's shift away from royal duties, guided by Meghan's advice, has left him out of step with his home crowd. To see why the crowd turned furious, look at the build-up to Harry's appearance. The Olivier Awards are a big deal in the UK. Honoring plays and musicals from the past year, like Giant and Benjamin Button, which scooped up multiple wins. Harry had been invited as a patron of the arts, but his decision to speak came last minute, reportedly at Meghan's urging from their California home. She thought it would boost his image after a string of quiet months, but it backfired. As Harry spoke, people in the audience started whispering about how he ditched his family duties for Hollywood dreams, and the boos erupted when he mentioned breaking free from traditions. It was clear, the crowd saw this as another Meghan-orchestrated move, where she pushes Harry into spots he's not ready for, making him look weak and her look controlling. Event logs show security had to step in to escort him off quickly, confirming the chaos was real and not exaggerated. This incident didn't happen in a vacuum, it built on years of tension since Harry and Meghan left the royal family. At the awards, Harry's speech echoed themes from their Netflix show and book, Spare, but the live audience wasn't buying it. Clips show him stumbling over words, his voice shaking as the boos grew. Behind it all, Meghan's fingerprints were everywhere. Stories, thinking it would connect him to people. Instead, it painted her as the puppet master, pulling strings from afar while Harry takes the heat. Attendees reported feeling annoyed that a night about theatre turned into a therapy session for Harry, and the furious reaction validated every criticism. Meghan's influence has turned him from a beloved prince into a target for public scorn. Diving deeper into the night, the awards had highlights like Leighton Williams winning for Best Actor in a Supporting Role and Romola Garai for Best Actress in a Play. But Harry's moments stole the show for all the wrong reasons. He was introduced by Billy Porter, who tried to hype him up, but the energy shifted quick. Harry's outfit, a sharp suit, couldn't hide his nerves, and as he spoke about the power of stories to heal, the crowd interrupted with jeers. This wasn't polite British restraint, it was raw anger from people tired of the Sussexes' drama. Meghan, watching from home, reportedly called Harry right after, but her advice to own the narrative only made things worse beforehand. The event's official broadcast cut away fast, but phone videos captured the full humiliation, showing how Meghan's meddling set the stage for disaster. The uniqueness of this throwback lies in viewing it through the eyes of the everyday theater fans in the hall, not just the celebs. These folks, who save up for tickets, came to cheer their favorites, not listen to a royal rant. One fan in the balcony started the boos after Harry name-dropped his charity work, which felt like bragging. It spread like wildfire, forcing organizers to rush him off before things got uglier. This crowd perspective highlights Meghan's antagonistic side. She's often blamed for isolating Harry from his roots, and this event proved it. Without her push, he might have just presented an award quietly. Instead, her controversial tactics turned a simple appearance into a public roast, leaving Harry exposed. And her reputation as a troublemaker intact. Aftermath reports paint a clear picture. Harry left the venue fast, skipping the afterparty where winners like those from Fiddler on the Roof celebrated. Social media blew up with clips, hashtags like #HarryBooed trending for days. Sales of his book dipped slightly post-event, showing real impact. Meghan tried to spin it as "haters gonna hate" in a quiet statement, but it only fueled the fire. Her role in scripting the speech, adding lines about freedom and family, came from her own experiences, but it clashed with the British crowd's values. This validated the initial shock. Harry's failed talk wasn't just bad luck, it was a direct result of Meghan's overreach. Making her the antagonist who keeps dragging him down. Looking at similar past events adds weight. Remember the 2024 boos at other ceremonies? This 2025 flop followed the pattern, but worse because it was on home soil. Harry arrived alone, but Meghan's shadow loomed large. Insiders say she vetted every word. When the crowd forced him off, it was like rejecting her vision for their brand. Theater critics and reviews noted the disruption ruined the flow, blaming Harry's tone-deaf delivery. Meghan's push for more public spots has backfired before, like at award shows where crowds turn cold. This time, the loud boos confirmed she's the controversial force behind his stumbles, turning sympathy for Harry into disdain for her meddling. The Royal Albert Hall, with its history of big moments, became the backdrop for Harry's lowest point. As winners like those for Best Costume Design took bows to cheers, Harry's exit got silence broken by more jeers. Organizers later admitted the speech slot was a favor to Harry, but regretted it after the fury. Meghan, from Montecito.